Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. Apologies for the late start. We were just waiting for more attendees to join us. Can I just check with everybody with a show of hands, or if you can write on the chat that everybody can hear me? Fantastic. Thanks, Mark. All right, let's get started since we're running a bit late here. So first of all, I just want to say that my name is Mai and I'm an advisor here at Nexford University. I've been with Nexford for over 3 years now. And one of the most common questions I get, of course, is how exactly will I be studying online at Nexford, or how is the online learning platform like? So I'm here to tell you guys about the learning experience. Before I get started, I'd love to get to know you guys a little bit more. If you can write on the chat which Nexford program you've got your eyes on, what are you interested in? And of course, if you have any questions about the Nexford learning experience, please send them into the Q&A box or the Q&A section so I can answer your questions towards the end of the webinar. Can everybody access the chat? I'd love to just confirm that if you can write a hi or a hello in the chat. If not, can you guys please try to write something in the question and answer or the Q&A box or the Q&A section? There should be a button there for you guys to be able to add any questions or any comments. Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much, Mark. Hi to you too. Where are you joining us from today, Mark? Jos, I think, Nigeria. That's amazing. Right, that's fantastic. I'm so glad to hear that. I really hope you enjoy the tour today. Please, if you have any specific questions, since we have a small group only with us joining this short webinar or short virtual tour today, then I can definitely answer more specific questions for you guys as I go through the virtual tour. All right, with that, let me start sharing my screen so we can get started right away. It may freeze just for a second or two, so let's give it some time. You should be able to see my screen very soon. So what should come up in the screen is the home page of the online learning platform. And I'm excited to tell you guys more about it. It is actually a learning management system called Canvas. And it's something we moved on to earlier in the year. I think everybody's really going to enjoy it. It's super user-friendly and it's being adopted by top universities like Harvard and Oxford. So sorry, it looks like my screen is just a bit frozen for a little bit more. I'm not sure if anyone's able to hear me. Okay, can everybody see my screen? Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much, Mark, for being so responsive. It's super helpful. All right, so let's get started. So like I said, I don't know if you guys heard me earlier, but this is called Canvas. I mean, obviously, this is the learning management system, or I would say the online platform for Nexford, but I mean, the system that we're using is called Canvas. and it's being adopted by top universities like Harvard and Oxford. It's super user-friendly, and I'll show you some of the things along the platform that makes the experience super easy. As soon as you get enrolled at Nexford, and when I say enrolled, this means that you've finished your application, you've paid the $20 application fee, and you've also enrolled, where you have chosen which month you wish to start your program, and you've also paid at least the first month of your program tuition. If you've done that, then you've fully secured your spot at Nexford, as well as the intake that you wish to join or to start. And once you do that, you should already receive access to the online platform. Once you have access to the online platform, this means that you can go through the NXU orientation. So I'll tell you all about the orientation today. What it is basically a welcome package. It tells you everything you need to know before you get started at Nexford, how to use the online platform, how to reach out to those we call success advisors. I'll tell you more about them. How to, of course, message other learners as well as your teacher or your professor or anybody in our faculty. It'll tell you about deadlines for assignments and so much more. So it'll give you everything you need to know to be able to navigate through our online platform as well as succeed through your Nexford program. All right, so that is the orientation, and that is just one box of the other boxes here that represent different things on your dashboard. So these two represent two courses that I have enrolled myself in. And then this one represents the writing lab. So the writing lab is not a Nexford course. It's not something you choose to enroll in. Rather, it's a resource that's always there. It's always accessible for you. I'll tell you more about this as well just after we discuss some other elements here in the online platform. On the left side, you'll find the navigation pane, and this follows you everywhere you go in the online platform, as well as the Ask NXU tool. So as you can see, if I go to any page, okay. Sorry guys, give me a second to log back in. But guys, if you have a question about anything so far or about the online platform, or if you would like me to focus on a specific area, please let me know. It would be great to know what everybody's actually interested in. If you're more interested in an MBA, so that's a master's degree of business administration with Nexford, then I'm happy to give more focus on that and so on. All right, things are loading up again. Let me share my screen. Okay, so to continue where we dropped off, I was telling you guys about the navigation pane, right? As well as the Ask NXU tool. You'll see that no matter what I access in the online platform, that's always there. And so the Ask NXU tool, this is super useful, and I don't want you guys to forget about this. This is for if you have any questions that you feel are quite basic or quite common, and you don't necessarily need to reach out to our success advisors or our help team or anybody else. For that, most likely you'll find the response here. So of course, we have some suggested articles or some suggested questions you can check out here. So anytime you find a question, most often at the bottom, you'll find another point of contact who you can reach out to for further questions if this did not quite answer the question that you have. That is the Ask NXU tool, or the little virtual advisor that we have here. And like I said, the navigation pane follows you no matter where you are in the online platform. All right, let me show you guys the orientation. So I mentioned earlier that the orientation is the welcome package you'll need to complete before you start your actual program. So if at any point you've enrolled to start, let's say 3 months ahead, which is, by the way, an option if you don't already know. So anytime you apply and get enrolled, you can choose a future start date up to 3 months ahead. So you don't have to start right away, but it's a great way to get everything finalized early on so that you've secured your spot for the intake that you wish to start in a few months later. And the great thing is that during that time, you can get access to our online platform. You can finish the NXU orientation, and you can also have access to all of Nexford's learner benefits, which I'll tell you guys more about today. Let me show you the NXU orientation only has 3 modules, whereas every Nexford course is designed to have 6 modules. So we'll have 6 modules you'll need to complete as well as a final project. Whereas the NXU orientation, like I said, is just a welcome package. It's something you need to go through before you start your official program, which is why it's much shorter. Let me show you, at the beginning, you're going to find that there's a discussion forum, and actually there's a discussion forum embedded in every course at Nexford. For the orientation, you'll see that here we just are asking you to kind of introduce yourself to the community or to the other learners enrolled in this course. We have a little example here. So some people will tell everybody just what they're doing. They may even put a social media profile or a URL to that, a link to that. As you can see, we ask you to tell us your goals and so on. You can add a picture. So you can write as little or as a lot as you wish. And normally then you can see that this can be commented on by other learners and you can begin a discussion. So this is something that you'll find more of within the actual courses of your program. As for the orientation, this is how the modules look like from the inside. So this is just the introduction for the NXU orientation. Right from the beginning, you'll find that there's a message from Nexford's founder and CEO, Fadl Tarzi. There's an embedded video here. I'd love to play this for you guys just for a few seconds.
It's been said that the future is a convenient place for dreams, so why not dream big? I've always known education changes lives, but I first realized its impact over a decade ago. On my entrepreneurial journey, I saw a gap between the skills of college graduates and the needs of employers. With my own startups, I struggled to find people with the right competencies. For example, I couldn't find a software engineer with effective communication skills.
Okay, that's just a sneak peek for you guys. Of course, you can watch it in its entirety, hopefully once you get enrolled at Nexford. But I just want to let you know that this is just a small example of the different dynamic elements through which you're going to be doing your studying at Nexford. So it's not just going to be a lot of text. You're going to find embedded videos like these. Sometimes you'll find YouTube videos that are there. There'll be embedded audio clips, as well as blog length articles, little exercises, outside resources, and so much more. You'll find that there are written transcripts you can download for any videos in the courses. As you go through the orientation, we start to tell you about these learning communities that are led by other learners, which you can join from the beginning. It can be super helpful as a support for your program. You'll find they have different topics such as entrepreneurs, if that's the kind of learning community you wish to join. Perhaps you're interested in finance instead, or HR, or marketing, and so on. And of course, there are learner WhatsApp groups. So these WhatsApp study groups are highly recommended. You'll find that a lot of them are country specific or program specific or even intake specific. So you can join so many. They have so many different options for you. You can even start your own WhatsApp group in the case that you don't find the kind of WhatsApp group that you're looking for. So our success team are going to help you with that. So once you get enrolled at Nexford, our success team are those that you can reach out to 24/7. Literally, we have 24/7 access to not only our success team, but our faculty as well. All right, so this is just a sneak peek of the orientation. It'll tell you all the benefits that you get as an Nexford learner. It'll tell you about all our different programs. Of course, we'll go through the university PDF or the university catalog to learn more about all of our programs and all of the policies, which are super important for you, such as how to, order your courses, as well as adding more than one course at the same time, which can allow you to finish your program faster. So that's on course load. And of course, deadlines for your assignments, participation deadlines, and so much more. How can you add a course? How can you remove a course? And all of that. So you'll learn all of this, of course, before getting started. So you'll be well equipped to begin your program without any worries. And you can always open any module or any course in a new tab and have it sort of have a bigger view like this, instead of it being sort of minimized as in the previous example. All right, so that is the orientation. Does anybody have any questions about the orientation they'd like to share in the Q&A box or even on chat before I move on to the next thing? If you do, please don't hesitate to put that in. I'm very happy to answer any questions that you have. All right, let's move on then. So I talked about the different elements here, right, in the navigation pane. So let me start with the calendar. If you open that, you're going to find that there are already events or reminders that are already automatically there in your calendar that are based on the courses that you've enrolled in at Nexford. And they have these different colors, which is something that you can control from the homepage. You'll find these 3 dots with these different colors, right? So you can select whichever you like, and that will affect how they look like in the calendar itself. Some little fun things you can play with is to do a color overlay if you prefer. And that's going to sort of make it easier for you in terms of understanding what exactly is in your calendar. And of course, you can change the view. It's quite dynamic. And of course, you can add your own event, you know, whether it's something you want to flesh out a little more or just have a little to-do list. So there's a lot that you can do with the calendar. And the most important thing is this platform is not something you only need a PC or a laptop to access. The great thing is that there's a mobile application as well. So if you want to study on the go, you want to access your courses and check your grades and speak with professors, even submit your assignment on your mobile phone, you can do that. So that's the Canvas Student application, which you can download on Android. It can also be in the App Store, of course, for iPhone or for Apple users. So don't worry about that at all. So this is something that you can access anytime to continue your studies. And the calendar, of course, is something you can sync with your PC or your laptop, as well as your mobile phone. That way you can receive notifications straight to your phone, or as well as on your laptop or your PC. You'll also find an inbox here, which is one of the easiest ways to communicate with your teachers, your professors, as well as fellow students. You'll also receive reminders or announcements from faculty straight to your inbox here. It's so easy to compose a new message. All you have to do is select the course that, let's say, you're enrolled in. Let's say it's leadership and organizational development, and you wish to speak to a fellow student. So you can just pick teacher or student. Let's say in this case, you want to speak with Abigail. It's as easy as that. Put in a subject and whatever you want to send to Abigail, and that's it. That's how easy it is to communicate through the inbox with other learners or faculty. All right, anybody have any questions so far? Okay, let's move on then. Of course, there's a history button, which makes it super easy to go back to a previous page you were in the online platform. And then I mentioned these learner benefits, right? So there's an NXU library, which is something, of course, to get access to at no extra cost as a Nexford learner. It's a robust library with a ton of information. So there's 60 million resources here, which covers so many different topics and industries around the world. You can use these, as a research tool for your program, for your assignments. You'll find encyclopedias, you'll find articles, and so much more. As you can see, they cover so many different topics. So this is one of the things you get access to as an Nexford learner. There's also, of course, LinkedIn Learning. So if you haven't heard of LinkedIn Learning, it is from LinkedIn. And basically, it's a place where you can have access to over 16,000 LinkedIn Learning courses and videos. You get access to this also at no additional cost, just by being an Nexford learner. They cover so many different topics as well. Some of them could be related, of course, to your program, or it can be completely unrelated, which is a great, benefit that you can access this platform and do additional learning that's perhaps not quite related to your Nexford program. You'll find some of these courses and videos are actually also embedded in your Nexford course. We have it there as a suggestion if you want to do some additional learning that is related to any module in your program. I find that our learners really love this benefit. You can get a certificate of completion when you complete any LinkedIn Learning course or video. And it's a great thing to show off, to your employers or your social media and so on. You can add it to your CV. So it shows that you're learning on the go. You're not just waiting to finish your next work. That is to explain the other things here in the navigation pane. And then I want to talk about the writing lab next. So I mentioned that this is another resource that you have access to with no additional cost as a Nexford learner. It's always there to help you. If you click on the writing lab, it takes you to this page. And it tells you more about what the writing lab is all about. So we know that not everybody's a natural born writer. And especially for the type of assignments that you need to be doing at Nexford, you need to be learning a specific type of formatting, such as something called APA formatting. So if you've never heard of that before, we're going to give you all the tools and all the tricks that you need in order to be able to do that. Of course, the writing lab is a place which can help you with your academic writing in general, as well as improving your English skills. Let me just show you some of the modules that is in the writing lab. You'll see that it covers, of course, APA style or APA formatting, like I mentioned, tell you about paraphrasing, paragraph structure, grammar, and so much more. And then there are a couple of FAQs as well. And if those don't necessarily answer your question, you can always schedule a one-on-one session with a writing lab coach, Caroline Fernandez. You'll see her here in the homepage. This is Caroline, a little introduction from her. And if you click on the one-on-one link, it'll take you to this personal booking page for Caroline, where you can book a 30-minute call with her. Just pick any day of the week and any timing that suits you, put in your details and book. And it's as easy as that to have a one-on-one session with Caroline herself. And if you would rather join a call with other learners around the world, this is what you'll find Caroline always announcing. So she holds these regular drop-in sessions, and sometimes they're joined by even up to 80 learners or more. Great thing is that she will announce beforehand what topic it's going to cover. These are also recorded, so if you missed it or wish to watch a playback, there's always a recording that you can watch for these drop-in sessions as well. So much like the writing lab for Caroline, there's also a success scheduler. And if you click on that, it takes you to this booking page where you can also book a one-on-one session with a success advisor. So I mentioned the title a few times, and I just want to clarify further what a success advisor is. So a success advisor at Nexford is somebody who can serve as your as your coach or mentor. They're there to help you, especially in the first few months of your program. You will be assigned a dedicated and personal success advisor who are going to always be there to help you no matter what question you have regarding your program. Does that mean that after the first quarter of your program, you're no longer going to receive that type of assistance? Definitely not. Like I said, there's 24/7 access to our full team of success advisors. So for example, when you want to book a call with your dedicated success advisor, if you find that they're unavailable, you can always pick another date another advisor that you can speak to. All right, and just pick another timing and put in your details and book. And it's as easy as that to have a one-on-one session with your advisor or any success advisor around the world. If you guys want more clarifications on success advisors as well, please just send in your question in the Q&A box or the Q&A section. All right, that is the success advisor and the other benefits that I wanted to discuss with you. Finally, what else? There are also these digital badges that you receive upon completing certain courses at Nexford. So not for all the courses, but for most of them. And they have these fun names like data-driven decision maker, financial decision supporter. So our learners really love this. It's like a pat on the back, especially when you successfully complete a course. And I know this might not make sense to anybody maybe outside of the Nexford community. So the great thing is that anybody can actually click on this to learn more about it. So for example, for financial decision supporter, if you click on that, it takes you to this official page by Badger. which shows you it's a verified badge, and it says exactly what skills and knowledge this learner had to learn in order to earn this digital badge. All right, so that's one example. And last but not least, let me just go over more of the career services, the career services portal, and what career support we give Nexford learners during and even after they've graduated from their Nexford program. So the first of which, of course, is LinkedIn Learning, which I've already gone through. Like I said, you get access to this at no extra cost. You also get access to IBM Digital Nation Africa. This is if you are based in Africa only, you can get access to this. It's for more cybersecurity related programs. If you're interested in AI or programming and so on, just more tech related programs, and this is the place for you. And then you can also get access to Localize. It's a great platform where you can create a profile for yourself and get connected with career coaches and mentors around the world. You can also join virtual job fairs. So I recommend you check this out. Anybody can just check out localize.world /students to learn more about all the benefits of this localized platform. Right, and you will also, of course, like I said, get career coaching. So that happens if you're taking an MBA, for example, your first career planning session will actually happen during your 3rd month learning with us. And finally, there is something called the Global Grid. If you haven't already heard about this, this is something we launched recently, and it's a brand new initiative called the Global Grid. It's a mentorship program, and it's designed to enable talent around the world to prepare for remote jobs. You'll find that there are webinars and exclusive group mentoring sessions. So the group mentoring sessions are only open, of course, exclusively for NXU learners, whereas the webinars can be joined by anybody. You'll find that our mentors are handpicked for their industry expertise, and they come from all around the world, and they work in companies such as Samsung and Coca-Cola. This is one of the great types of support we provide you as well for your career. All right, and last but not least, every Nexford learner actually gets a tree. And how is this possible? It's because Nexford teamed up a while back with Tree Nation, to support the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 4 for quality education, as well as for climate action. So if you care about the environment, if this is something you're passionate about, we're excited for this. We've planted over 6,000 trees so far. So Nexford actually has a forest in Tanzania. So every Nexford learner, when they get enrolled, you're going to receive information about your tree. You can register it, you can track its growth. But this is something you can check out on this page as well. All right, I think I covered most of the major elements in our online platform. I think I'm ready to take some questions now. If anybody has any questions about the application process at Nexford, about program tuition, program length, anything that comes to mind, I'm here to help you. I'm here to answer any of your questions live. So please don't get shy. Please share the questions that you have. Hi, Alex. Nairobi, Kenya. Amazing. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the tour so far. I tried to cover as much as I could. Of course, there's a lot of information to take in general about Nexford, as well as our online platform, but I tried to talk about the major elements. Okay, so Alex, you need to know the next intake. That's a good question. The next intake is October 1st. So Nexford's programs start on the 1st of every month. And in order to join any intake, you need to make sure you both apply and enroll just 3 to 4 days before the start of the next month. So that is the 27th of the previous month. So to put it more simply, no worries, Alex. I'm glad you were able to join in the end. The great thing is this is actually being recorded. So if you want to have a playback of this webinar, just let our team know. You can also reach out to our team on WhatsApp for any additional questions. Let me actually share with you guys the main WhatsApp line for Nexford, where if you message us, will be you know, our Nexford advisors from around the world, and we can help you with any questions that you have. I also hold regularly these virtual tours. You can book a one-on-one virtual tour with me if you have any specific questions you'd like to ask one-on-one. I'm happy to help you with that as well. So I've shared on chat now the link for booking consultation call with an advisor, or booking a one-on-one virtual tour with me as well if you have other questions. Let me just further explain again about the intake. So I know I said it was October 1st. So the enrollment deadline for the October 1 intake is September 27. So make sure you apply and enroll by that date if you wish to join our October 1 intake. And even if you enroll anytime in September, you can choose to start later, up to 3 months ahead. So that can be December 1st if you like. Okay, Alex is asking, do you have any country offices or support system in Kenya? Unfortunately, at the time being, we do not have any type of office in Kenya. I'm not sure if it's in our team's future plans, but definitely stay tuned for that. As for support system, like I mentioned, there's 24/7 support. I know it's online, but I don't want you to worry at all. You're never going to feel alone during your Nexford learning experience. You can reach out to any advisor as well as teachers or even other students anytime online. And there's a ton of ways that you guys can collaborate. So sometimes you will be included in group projects with other learners around the world during your program for assignments or projects or presentations. There are discussion forums. You can chat with them online. There's a live chat. There's the inbox. Of course, there are the WhatsApp groups. There's the learning communities and so much more. Yes, we have a lot of learners in Kenya. I'm unable to tell you the number currently. I'm not sure how many, but we definitely have other learners in Kenya. If you wish to try to get in touch with them, I think the best thing that you can do is join Facebook's group. So there's a group on Facebook that's led by learners. It's called Nexford Network. You can definitely join that group and perhaps introduce yourself and ask if there are any other Kenyan learners in the group, and that way you can get acquainted with them early on. Another great platform to get connected with other learners around the world is also LinkedIn. We have a ton of Nexford learners on LinkedIn. They've put that their education is Nexford University, so it should be easy to search them up as well and try to get connected with them. Let me share the Facebook group with you guys as well. Share that on chat right now. You're welcome, Alex. So for the other learners with us today, or the other, aspiring learners, like Mark, for example, and I'm not sure, Oppo, what your name is, but if you guys have any questions as well, I'm happy to help you. Which Nexford program are you interested in, Alex? Masters. Okay, great choice. So that's our Master of Business Administration or our MBA degree program. Do you know the application steps already, or the enrollment steps as well as tuition and all of that? Oh, I got a question from Mark. Thanks, Mark. So Mark from Nigeria is asking, what is the maximum number of courses one can enroll each month, and what is the criteria for course selection? That's a fantastic question. So there is a maximum number of courses any learner can take, and that is 4. So keeping in mind that you need to keep up a high GPA or a high overall GPA in order to take more than one course at the same time. So the higher your GPA is, the more number of courses you can take side by side. So some people go one course at a time, and every course is designed to take you 2 months to complete. So that's 8 weeks. That is the deadline for every course completion. However, the 2 ways that any Nexford learner can finish their program faster is either by taking more than one course at the same time. So that's one method, or completing every course in less than the designed 2 months. So you can complete any Nexford course in just a month. So imagine finishing 3 to 4 courses each month, or 3 to 4 courses each 2 months. That is one of the best ways that you can finish your program much faster. If you're asking about the MBA, for example, the average duration is 18 months. And that's why you'll always find that that word, average on our website, because it is the average based on how many learners we've had so far complete in that amount of time. It is not a fixed, duration. That is because anybody can finish faster or slower at Nexford, depending on their pace, depending on their schedule, depending on how many courses they take at the same time. So 18, for example, is the average duration for our MBA. However, we've had many learners finish in just a year or 10 months. We even had an impressive story just, I think, 2 years ago during quarantine. We had a learner in Egypt who was able to finish his MBA in just 5 months. We had never seen that happen, but we have an article about that actually on our website. So you'll find that we have something called NXU Insights, and that is our blog at Nexford. You'll find a lot of blogs there. So we interviewed this learner to find out exactly how he did it. I personally wouldn't recommend it just because it's quite taxing. It's not an easy thing, of course, to finish your program in such a short amount of time. So I think it really depends on every learner's goals. It depends on your schedule. It depends on what your life allows you to do. So if you're working already, we have a lot of Nexford learners that are also working and studying at the same time. So that can also affect your speed, of course. But if you put in a couple of hours of study each day and a little more in the weekend, I think that can really help anybody finish their program in a good amount of time. As for criteria for course selection, Mark, sorry, I might have dropped that question. For that, there are courses that you need to take in a specific order. But under each section or under each topic, you'll find that sometimes you're given more than one option of a type of course to take under that topic. So for further clarification on this, I recommend you go to our MBA page on our website and you go to the courses and competencies section or the courses section under the MBA. It'll show you that we have 26 courses on offer for our MBA, but the minimum that you need to take is 12. So that can give you an idea that you have a lot of options and choice selection, but certain courses have to be taken in a specific order still. So I hope that answered your question, Mark. I'm not sure, sorry, Mark, I keep talking with you about the MBA. I don't know if that is the program that you have your eyes set on, or if it's the BBA, please feel free to correct me so that I can provide you more BBA related information. You're welcome, Mark. I hope that was helpful. Okay, anybody else have any more questions? Okay, Oppo is raising your hand. Please, Oppo, if you have any question, please feel free to type it out in the Q&A section or the Q&A box, or even in our chat. I'm happy to answer your question. Okay, I'm going to give our webinar just another minute since we are running over today. And if nobody has any additional questions they want to send in for me to help them with before that time, then I think I'll just be ending our webinar today. So to recap, guys, I have gone through the online platform and I've let everybody know that this is being recorded. So if there's any parts of the webinar that you wish to rewatch, you can ask our team for a playback of the webinar. That's an option. I've also already sent in additional contact information, whether it's our WhatsApp line or our email help inbox, as well as a link for booking one of these sessions. Also, you're asking where is the September seminar going to be in Lagos on 24th September 2022? All right, let me double check about that for you. think it should be on our events page. So if anybody wants to join any upcoming events at Nexford, it's a good thing to always keep an eye on our events page for that. Mark. Oh, okay. All right, I'll check your question as well, Mark. Okay, seminar on 24th of September. Sorry, can you WhatsApp our team about this? Actually, Oppo, I'm sorry, I'm not sure which seminar you are talking about on the 24th of September. I know that there's a graduation ceremony that we're having in Nigeria on September 10. So that's on the upcoming Saturday. That's very soon. But I'm not too sure about the seminar. Okay. Oh, Mark, so you've already enrolled for the MBA. That's fantastic. You are saying that you don't have a prior computer science degree. However, you'd like to learn more about AI and cybersecurity. I would like to know the prerequisites for that. Okay, great news, Mark. Even if you don't have a computer science degree, that's okay. No one is required to have specific experience. If they're interested in AI or cybersecurity. The only thing that we may require is that if your previous degree, your bachelor's degree is not already in a business related field, you may be required to take 4 business foundation courses before jumping into the core curriculum of your MBA. So that is something we call the MBA Foundation Certificate. So it's 4 business foundation courses that you'll need to take, which will give you all the skills and the knowledge that you need to equip you to succeed through your MBA program. So even if your previous degree is not in computer science, if it is in fact business related, which is something our admissions team can check for you, you can also WhatsApp our team in the WhatsApp line that I shared on chat and just let our team know exactly what degree you currently have, and they may be able to check for you if you would indeed be required to take the 4 business foundation courses or not, or you can just jump straight into our MBA curriculum. You're welcome, Mark. Okay, any final questions, guys? I'll share our events page as well for you. And let me also share the career page, which is something I went through today, the career services portal, so you can learn more about all of the ways that Nexford helps you with your career. All right, I think it's time to wrap up the webinar. Thank you guys for making the time to join me today. Like I said, I hold these regularly, so if anybody has any questions in the future, please feel free to also book another one-on-one with me. You can check that through the link I shared earlier in the chat. And I definitely look forward to each one of you joining Nexford's global learner community. We cannot wait for you to start learning with us, and I hope you all have a good day or a good evening. Thanks, everybody. Bye.